can always tell if people are local or not local. Out-of-towners call it Steinhatchee. Locals know it is Steinhatchee. Let's go check it out. Today we're going to ride over and check out a place called the Steinhatchee River over in Steinhatchee, Florida. A lot of history in this area, so I thought before we get over and start doing a couple videos, I'd just give you a little rundown on a lot of the stuff that I found online. We know that prehistoric man occupied this area. Somewhere along about the 1500s, Dead Man's Bay starts to appear on Spanish maps. We also know that as we come into the around 1529 to 1530, Panfilo de Narvaez, I probably butchered that, expedition passed through this area. We also know that Hernando de Soto crossed at the Steinhatchee Falls about 1535 to 1545. As well, at the same era, many native tribes come through this area throughout the years. This was home to some of the Seminole, the Creek, and other Muskogean peoples. Andrew Jackson, we know he crossed at the falls due to his campaign during the Seminole Indian Wars. Him and his men crossed over at the falls. The falls area was part of an early road development in this area that crossed at Steinhatchee. Steinhatchee Falls is on wildlife management area. It was a very popular crossing for many generations. General Zachary Taylor was sent down to put down the Seminole resistance. He occupied Fort Frank Brook near the mouth of the Steinhatchee River. We also know that the train used to run here in the earlier days. The Atlantic coastline for sure had. In around 1872, Mr. James Howard Stevens bought the first recorded property along the river. Mr. Stevens, coincidentally, as the town of Steinhatchee grew, donated a piece of land because he didn't like the name Dead Man Bay according to local lore, and as long as they agreed to name the town Stevensville, allowed them to build a post office on a piece of property. The name was later changed to Steinhatchee. Prevalent through the 1930s, sponge fishermen were well established off the coast of Steinhatchee. That come to an end by about the 1950s due to disease in the sponge along our coastline, so it kind of wiped out the sponge industry, changed that. Another history that happened, and we may see some of the upturns and different things if we look as we do some hikes in this area. The infamous Labor Day storm of 1935. That hurricane flattened large trees for miles, affected many areas in Florida as well as the Steinhatchee area. As we ride through here, the thing to think about mostly is the culture in this area changed dramatically. In 1995, the regulation of commercial fishing heavily impacted the economy. The fish camps, motor courts, motel, and lodges are slowly being replaced by rental apartments, condos, and service industries, such as boat launches, rentals, and marinas. So I invite you, if you ain't got nothing to do, we're going to take a few trips along here, check out some of the spots that's well known, and talk about a little of the history on them that we've looked up on the internet. And maybe explore some spots and find some stuff that ain't been found yet if we get lucky. So y'all keep tuning in. I got a few videos coming on that. We're going to get in there and check it all out together. Y'all have a good afternoon.